still be a single mother in your marriage. You know that happens. Yeah, and so she was like to me about that particular topic. You guys know my story. Then this is like, we don't have to talk about all this stuff. So, Manzini, take it over.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm full like this. You know, I'm full.
Okay.
So I've noticed that a lot of women, especially people that comes to me, they would have a problem when we talk, and then they will encounter a problem whereby I am raising a child alone. I was dating this guy, and then I got pregnant, and then this guy left me. Okay, fine. He left me, then I gave birth to the baby. He's not doing anything. Or maybe he left me while the baby was there, about 5 years or whatever the age might be. But it frustrates me. It frustrates me to know and to actually realize that there is actually a lot of number of men that impregnate other kids and leave them like that to carry the burden. So now you had 9 months with the baby in your stomach, and now you've got your whole life to make sure that the baby in the stomach, the baby that was in the stomach is supposed to eat, supposed to go to school, supposed to do that. The baby is sick, is you. No guys, this is enough. It's something that has to actually be enough.
I think like it's also a career in South Africa.
Men, I think they are also enjoying it.
Yes.
You know, and you know what happens?
Pregnant and leave. You don't support your kids. You don't do anything. I think it's now becoming a career for this man.
I'm also thinking that leaving somebody is a career. As we would always talk with you, leaving someone is fine. And then now come back and say, look, there are responsibilities that the father needs to take care of. And you know what they do also? They leave this one pregnant and they get another one.
Yes.
So how do you got 5 kids from 5 different mothers? No.
Now, like a career in Africa.
That is so upsetting.
Like it's like a career for it's a job after just being pregnant.
I'm actually sad. I'm actually sad because you know what happened? My aunt went through this. I was raised by my aunt alone.
Yeah.
My parents were both alive. But it happened and I was a child, and now that I'm grown up and I can see, this is actually what happened. She raised us up alone.
So at that time, I mean, your mom and your dad were not helping?
No, my mom and my dad are they separated a long time ago. Well, my mom is not working, she was not working.
Yeah.
And also, we also need to understand, it's okay, maybe it's better if someone is not working. But if someone is working, it's better.
But I think also for me, I think the fact that I'm someone that I've been very vocal of the mess that with the parent. But for me, I find that we need to get to grips with the fact that, guys, even for us as women, do you understand what I'm saying? Before you have a child, can you be able to fend for the child? as much as it's not about, because like our Baba right now, like men in this country, I don't even want to call them our Baba because they're done. As women, let's also be a bit more careful as well with who we choose to have our babies with, and that's it. Because today we think it's about this deadbeat fathers and not really about women. So yeah.
Yeah, and you know the problem is what? With selecting who they have their kids with. A man can have everything, all the money, be supporting her first, be very supportive in the middle of the road, and then they change. So what I'm trying to say here is, change for the woman, it's okay. She's old, she can take care of herself. But then how do kids get involved in your fights? Because now you are fighting with the woman, you are the man, you're fighting with the mother of the kids. So, right, you hate the mother of the kids as much as you hate them. You are allowed. You don't know what you do.
You're not allowed to be.
I'm just saying,
you know.
yes, I'm just saying, okay, we decided that I don't want this woman next to me, and I don't want anything to do with this woman, but then how are kids getting involved? Because now kids are suffering now. And the suffering of the kids now, it affects the poor woman, because the woman now has to deal with this thing every day. The kids have to eat, the kids have to work, the kids have to go to school, the kids have to do this and this and this and this and this. And now the father is out there in the world enjoying
Other than that, continuing
to make kids. If they continue to make kids, they are supporting the kids of this woman they are with now.
Yes.
So now they don't support their own sperm, but they can support the kids of other women. And then that is not right. That is wrong. Exactly. So that is where we also say women must also take a stand.
One step.
In our world.
Okay.
I'm talking about this world. So now there's herbs, there's a compulsion that is designed especially for that. Make them pay.
Like it's like spiritual PapGeld.
A spiritual ritual that you need to pay PapGeld. Remember where you come from. Now we use the tears of the kids.
Wait, so okay, this spell, how does it work? What? Please just explain.
So now the herbs are mixed.
Yes.
We give you the herbs that you're supposed to use. And then you are going to use tears of your kids. And then you're going to mix them with that ritual. And then you store them in the bottle.
Okay.
And then you tie it up. And then during the making of that, there's things that will tell you what you're going to do with the bottle. And what is it that you need, where you need to store the bottle, what you need to do with the bottle. And then now the muti is mixed inside it, and then you speak on to that person. Muti, you need to remember who and who and who and who and who are your kids. You need to support them. You need to give them money. Now we don't talk about court maintenance. Court maintenance, they will tell you to give 1,000 rand a kid. What are you going to do with 1,000 rand as a woman?
Some don't even get that.
Exactly. Let's talk about those that get. So if you go the low way, you're gonna get minimum. So with the bottle, you can say whatever that you want him to be entitled to do, so that the kid can live, grow, and then make him suffer for what he did. Because now he thinks he's clever. So we've got a way in our world of twisting our clever and make them very much clever by putting the hands in the pocket and popping. That's cleverness. There's no cleverness that is that. So remember, I said on the very first episode that we speak is that we've got the ability, have the ability to change, to twist the brain or the mind of the other person. That means they're smart. Now they what? They will do what you do, just as you say. They need to pay PapGeld.
So, okay, let's say there's a woman out there that is in the Takatan game, right? And she has a child or children with a man, and that man does not want to support his kids. So you're saying that there's a certain ritual, a certain spell that you can help that person do, and one of the ingredients that is needed is the tears of the child. So how does this woman collect the tears of the child?
Spoon.
So you just say, Karamdana, cry, baby.
You need the tears. It has to be water. If it's not the tears, then they spit on them.
But then
the tears.
spitting and the tears, the strength is
the tears have power, because now when you cry, you you in another emotion. So we're sending that energy to the spell, so that the spell can go to him and do the same. So let's forget it. When they cry, find a way of taking the tears. Mostly when you cry, you can just exactly.
Okay.
And then you mix with the herbs. There must be a way of getting herbs, those herbs. Because remember now, there's also a spell where you use your tears in his drink when you do the love potions. So now we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. The tears are the DNA of the child, and the DNA of the child has the DNA of that father. So now there's a spiritual way of connecting the two using his name.
Okay, so after you do that spell, what is the thing that happens to the guy?
The guy does what you said on the spell. Remember, the spell, the spirits that are there in that spell, you talk to them so that you say what you want it to happen. What you want to happen to the person that you're doing the spell.
So let's say maybe you're just like at this point, are you gonna be like, okay, when husband by me, I want you to give the kids 10,000 every month?
Not 10,000. You can't be specific of the amount because you don't know how much is what. But I want your presence in the life of the kids. I want you to know that your kids eat. I want you to know that your kids need to dress up. I need you to know that your kids go to school. This and this and this and this and this and that. Or there's something sometimes when you say, because now this man is working but he doesn't know what he's working for and he doesn't want to support his kids. Okay, fine, I'm financially stable. I'm okay. I can support my kids, but I want to teach him a lesson. That is what you do then. That is what you say. He can let him lose his job then. Then you know that he's not working. He can't support the kids. But he's working for who? Because he can support his kids.
No, I mean, I was talking about this, I think it was previous week. And I was like, I don't see a reason why you should even be alive if you're someone that doesn't support you.
That is what I'm trying to say. So when you do the ritual, now that is deep tarat. So when you do the ritual, that is when you need to connect yourself. Be spiritually, you must vibrate hard. You know, so when you do that, I give you the instructions. What to do and what to say and how to do it. This thing is wrong and it's wrong and it's wrong. And people are driving big cars here. But because they've got umtuana or a kid in the townships, so they feel that that particular girl now is nonsense. Now they want to go with Abo Owami. Because Abo Owami, they're doing the YouTube thing.
Well, literally, she's not talking about me.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just making an example. You get what I'm trying to say?
I know, that's what they do.
Yes.
That's
So
what
you
they
find,
do.
how do you find someone better than the mother of your kids?
I'm telling you, because you know what is the other part again that I also just like literally do not get is the fact that how are you a woman staying with a man that doesn't support his other kids and you're comfortable that way?
You know, you're comfortable because your kids
I'm
are
benefiting. But then, like, does it never ever come to your mind that the moment this man leaves me, it means these same kids that are mine are also going to suffer because obviously there is no woman that will open her legs and have kids with somebody that's linked to them. So it means at one point, this man has to have been nice to the mother of his kids. So if he was nice to her and then now he's no longer nice to her, he can be nice to you now and he will not be nice to you and your kids. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. So now that is when we come with the fact that we ask you from your ancestors. Right? The first thing, born as their ancestors, what are they saying when they see that their son is doing something wrong? So we've got a way of twisting or twisting them so that your Jozi can turn on you. So that your ancestor can turn on you, because now remember, this mother of the kids, she's got her own ancestors. So now if we now use the spell, we can be able to twist the mind of your ancestors so that they turn against you, because you are not doing right to other ancestors. So when we do the ritual, we weaken the ones, these ones, and then we power up these ones.
And other than that, remember the child that you have that is your telling. Your ancestors is this child's ancestors.
Good.
So I don't even think there's a lot of twisting that would even be needed, because they're just like, no, this is our child as well. You're doing wrong by this child. We will deal with you if obviously believe in that.
Exactly, but you do not. You have to know whose child is it that you think you can just play with. Okay, you are a full woman. You've got parents, even if they passed away or something like that, but they're looking up on you. So when are you as a guy, you think that it's okay for you to just go around making kids and not supporting them and say, I hate that woman, yet you are busy flashing things, working, looking nice, and then your girlfriend is now looking nice, and it's fine. Me again, leave the woman. Because you don't want the woman anymore. Now focus on your kids. So that is one of the powerful spells that you do. And mind you, that very true. Those spells are not expensive. I'm not gonna talk prices here, I agree with you. But that is the most cheapest spell that we would perform. Because now we are looking at the future of the kids. So the kids must not be able to go to the best schools. So the kids must now not be able to get education. Because the father decided that he hates their mother. And he's not going to support the kids because of the mother. That thing must now come to an end. Spiritually, we ask you from your ancestors. We go ematuneni to perform that particular ritual on that body. We waken up the spirit of a person that passed away, who is a child. So when we go there, we target amatuna of kids, graves of kids. The crying kids that are there. The young ancestors now that are there. A person that passed away as a child. We are going to go there and we're going to invoke that spirit of that person who's a pillar in that bottle. And you are going to see flames. You are going to see flames because you are going to pay guns. It's not going to be nice. You have something that is going to force you to pay for that kid.
For me, honestly, it's just also one of those things that I really honestly do never ever understand. Why would you bring kids to this earth if you know you're not ready to?
Because you are clever.
You know, there's a situation that I even spoke about it because my heart was very heavy on it. There's a child in Venda. You know, she's young. She's young. That child. I don't even think she's 18 yet, if I'm not mistaken. She has tried to go to the social workers. The father, you know, I guess he's slipped his way out. She has tried to even go to maintenance call and stuff. I don't know what's happening there. You know, I think the thing that broke my heart was that her father came and said, this child is not mine. All I am is just a sperm donor. I swear, I'm not lying. It was trending on Facebook. It was. And I'm like, who asked you to be a donor? Who asked you? Why? No, that really frustrated me so much. And then that man, he's driving, he's got an X6. He has got,
they have money. Those
even his current girlfriend, they even have money to do their Valentine's special dinners and photo shoots and nonsense like that. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, excuse yourself. Excuse you. You don't know if I was a lawyer in Joburg, I was gonna just focus on the main court. I was gonna actually my time is not even out yet. I might actually just become a family court lawyer and deal with nonsense. Because this thing really honestly truly upsets me. You know, I'm not someone that goes to Samobas and stuff. But if you say I'm going to Samoba to deal with that nonsense, I don't agree.
But remember one thing, the law is also saying this. So, and I also say this conversation that the law is going to give you the rates that the father agrees on. The father can easily say, I can pay 520 a month. That is what I can do. And you know what? The stupid law that we're facing in this world, in this country, they would say, okay, that is what the father can afford and that is what the father can give. They do not go and make the necessary researches as to how much is this person actually earning.
No, that is the truth. They
do not.
That nonsense with me. We had to start the case from fresh. They tried to talk about the nonsense that I've had to be facing in maintenance court, guys. No, I don't want to. This is one journey that, first of all, if I was broke, I would only be able to if I didn't have the money that I have, I would have lost a long time ago because I was not going to have money to pursue everything that has been going on. The influence they go to court, I say, oh my God, they lie. I actually feel maybe they've proven, maybe my father's lied by over
to do things our way. Because now you got that other person pregnant, and now that person is pregnant, and now you don't want to support abantwana bakho. That is one of the things that you would sit and ask yourself and say, where does he get the audacity to just leave when you know exactly that you slept with someone else? You put your dick inside there, and when you put your dick inside there, you know there's three things that you can get.
Let's not say the word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So there's three things that you know that you will get when you sleep with somebody. You can get sick. You can make them pregnant. You can get spiritual ties. Done. So you know it is in your mind that when I'm getting myself into this action now, these are the three consequences that can happen. So now you're ready to face them. You need to be ready because whenever you do something, you need to do it and you know the consequences and are you able to face them. So now the baby is there and the baby is crying on a daily basis. The poor mother doesn't know what to add and what to add so that the baby can go to bed with food. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that is an action that South African or worldwide men are doing, and it is annoying. And women, I don't think...
In Africa, South African men are normal.
And I don't think that women are so much aware that spiritually we are attacked. Spiritually we do. Because now they will even tell you that you are not going to get it. Or sometimes when you talk to them about the baby, they will say, go talk to my girlfriend. Now they get permissions from their other girlfriends or other wives if they can support their kids or not.
Well, I think that can also be a conversation for another day. But personally, for me, if let's say you and I, right, let's say you are my husband, I'm married, right? You're my husband's baby mama, right? And maybe the child stays with you, or the child stays, or most of the kids, the child will stay with the mother.
Exactly.
Yes. For me personally, I don't even want to lie. Like, I would rather we are just at peace. And if maybe, let's say, when you're like, oh, you know, there's this money that is needed for Umdwana, I wouldn't mind if you were to communicate with me.
They don't do that. They don't. They say communicate with them because they know that they're going to disrespect them. Do you know what they get sweat at?
The baby mamas.
The baby mamas. They get sweat at by those wives and those kids. I was here, you're going to leave us alone. What is your problem? And the funny part is another woman who have also now the audacity to step in this and say, honey, you're not going to support those kids.
Well, that one I know. There's a woman that has been very proud here on social media to say that Lorena, her husband, can never support that child.
Okay, why?
I don't know.
How do you say
But what I'm saying is the truth, because when I spoke against that, there were women that were literally supporting her. And I'm like, am I getting something wrong here? Like which world are we living in where as women we are now the ones that are gonna say we are not gonna support that child? But you know that the husband's child.
But do you put your one thing that I want to understand about people of this world, do you put yourself in at that person's shoes?
No.
And you know what's going to happen? The guy will do the same to you.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
guy will do the same to you because you are a woman and you can breathe.
That's why I said, Kukuti guys, you are not special. If a man can do something to you, he can do that same thing to me.
Definitely.
It doesn't matter what, oh no, you know, oh this one is just beautiful, this one is sweet, this one is kind. If he is comfortable doing one thing to the woman and his kids, he will do the same to you and your children.
So where is unity there? Is there
There's no
unity?
unity.
No, it's fine. Sometimes there's spaces or there's moments when you say, I do not want that guy anymore in my life. I'm okay with him. I have moved on. He has moved on. And I'm at peace with that. I don't want any love portion for this man because I don't want him back in my life.
Yeah.
But I want him to support his kids.
Which I don't.
And now, the women now, the other women, is going to stand against you. To say, baby, she would rather have the money to go buy her and change her every day rather than say,
expensive trips rather than like him supporting his actual blood, flesh and blood. And I think what like also this whole situation wherein you are a man. And when a woman can tell you not to support your own child with your own DNA,
you're not a man, you are a dog.
You are stupid, you are very, very
stupid.
You are not because that woman you have now was not there when you were making this child. Even if you were with her in that room, I'm sure it was a way to be you and the mother of your child. So for you to now say the decision for me to support my own flesh and blood will come from a woman that you either met or you were married to, even when you had that child. But she wasn't there when the child was being conceived. It was you and the mother of the child. Like for me, for you to say now you have to get permission.
Exactly. Because now it gets very painful.
It gets very, very painful, you know. And I think what the other thing again that a lot of people don't get of why I'm such an activist when it comes to this whole situation is, unfortunately, guys, some women die early or some women pass, right? And by how these kids are disoriented. This child, first of all, and this is the other thing again, guys, that I'm gonna go ahead and say. You girls that go around sleeping with people's husbands, you lots don't know what you actually do. Sleeping with them and falling pregnant for married men. First of all, that child was never introduced to the family, the ancestors. That child is like a child that is out there that is thrown. When not because you know I'm alive, yes, you can be able to cover your child. Maybe you are an Owame. I mean, at this point, I don't even want to lie. If I was to fall pregnant with a child, I can fully support my child financially. But the unfortunate part is that I don't know how long I'm gonna live. And that child is not introduced. When you are now going to hell or heaven. Now that child. The only thing that child knows is that, oh, your father stays in that big mansion. The child sees the big car, Porsche driving. That's your father's Porsche. A child will not have a mind of an adult. That child will not know how to fight. Unless if maybe there's someone in that family that's going to say, I'm going to take this child and I'm going to help fight for this child. But most people don't even do that.
And you know what happens? Sometimes you find that the parents of this mother, they now have to support the kids. Abazali bomama. They now have to support the kids. I know of a few families whereby Gogo is taking care of the kids. Ngemali yakhe pension.
With the
Gogo is going through a lot. The girl is not working. Gogo now has to support the kids. Baba is out there living the life.
Large.
Very large.
Pumping bottles in the club. Pumping champagne.
Yes. Do you know that
he's father of the nation, but not father to his own kids?
Do you know the tears of that woman is not falling down?
That's a lot of situations, guys. That's a lot of situations. And as much as today we're talking about deadbeat fathers, now as a girl, you cannot just be a dumping ground. Whose feso comes dumping you, you give birth to that child, you send the child home to the grandmother. Whose feso comes and dumps his own, you go and dump home. Who comes, dumps his own, you go and dump home. Nani je again even a control.
Exactly.
Please.
And also now, you know what, the sad part also is that, you know, I get very emotional. Because when it comes to old people, I'm an ancestral person, so it just cuts deep on me. Now you get to a situation where the mother will die. Luckily, the grandmother is still alive. And now Usifiso is gone in the